But something inside me broke forever. That child's face stayed with me. Every blink, every dream. And by the next morning, I knew I couldn't be part of them anymore. I told the gang I was done. I told them we needed to turn ourselves in, face the music, do something, anything, to make this right. But you know what they did? They shot me. Point blank. Left me in a ditch like a piece of trash. I still hear Ghost's voice echoing before they drove off. Should have kept your mouth shut, Trick. Everything went dark after that. The doctors said it was a miracle. I said it was pure spite. They say prison changes a man. Nah, prison just gives you time to think. And trust me, I got nothing but time now. Which is why I'm sitting on this thin mattress, telling you my story. Because if anyone out there ever wonders how I got here, why a man like me is smiling behind bars, this is it. This is the whole bloody, stupid, painful, satisfying story of how I took down the only family I ever knew. My gang, my brothers, my betrayers. There were 4 of us once. Me. They called me Trick, short for Trick Shot, because of how good I was with aim. Then Ghost, Viper, and Diesel. We robbed banks, stole cars, ran drugs, terrorized half the city, but none of that mattered. Because the day everything changed, the day my life snapped in half like a rotten bone, was the day we shot that kid. Not we. They. And that's where I should begin. We hit a jewelry store downtown. Easy job, or so we thought. But this time, the police showed up fast, faster than any of us expected. Sirens screamed from everywhere. Cops stormed the entrance. Before any of us could react, bullets exploded through the glass. Ghost fired back immediately. Diesel joined in. Viper panicked and grabbed the nearest person he could find, a child, a kid no older than 10. He held the boy in front of him like a shield as the cops shouted at us to drop our weapons. I remember yelling, "Viper, what are you doing? That's a kid." "Shut up! They won't shoot if I have him!" But the cops kept advancing, voices commanding, guns raised, shouting louder, and then Viper panicked. He shoved the child forward and shot him point blank in the back. The mother screamed. The police froze, and I felt my entire soul tear in half. "Move! Get to the car!" They ran, and like an idiot, I ran with them. As we fled, Diesel fired wildly behind him, hitting 2 officers. I could hear one cop screaming in pain as he fell. Another yelled for backup. We sprinted to the car and escaped, but something inside me broke forever. That child's face stayed with me. Every blink, every dream. And by the next morning, I knew I couldn't be part of them anymore. I told the gang I was done. I told them we needed to turn ourselves in, face the music, do something, anything, to make this right. But you know what they did? They shot me. Point blank. Left me in a ditch like a piece of trash. I still hear Ghost's voice echoing before they drove off. "Should have kept your mouth shut, Trick." Everything went dark after that. The doctors said it was a miracle. I said it was pure spite. I woke up 2 days later, chest wrapped, throat dry, heart going nuclear with rage. The police asked what happened. I told them I got mugged. I didn't snitch. Not yet. Because I had one mission now. A mission that filled me more deeply than blood, oxygen, or food. Revenge. Revenge for that kid. Revenge for the man they thought they could kill and bury. Revenge for the good part of me they tried to shoot out of my chest. You can't hunt men like my old crew through normal means. They were ghosts in the streets, slippery, unpredictable, dangerous. But I knew them better than anyone. Their habits, their favorite places, their weaknesses. I knew where each of them would eventually crawl back to. I didn't attack right away. Revenge is a dish best served cold? Nah. Revenge is best served with preparation, petty creativity, and a dash of humor. So I planned, I healed, I trained. I prepared traps, disguises, fake identities. I stole from the thieves. And then I went after the first one, Diesel. Diesel loved his car more than he loved oxygen. A big black muscle car polished so much you could see your soul in it. He'd take it out late at night, cruising down the old cliff road where he could speed without cops noticing. So I made a little adjustment. I snuck into the garage where he stored it, lifted the car, cut the brake lines. Not completely, just enough for them to fail at the worst possible time. For 3 nights, I watched him drive safely. Then, on the 4th night, I gave him a little encouragement by loosening one more bolt. I watched from the hills as he sped like a man escaping his own demons. Halfway through the curve, he hit the brakes. They failed. The car spun, swerved, and flew off the cliff like a dying comet. Boom. Gone. Just like that. Did he suffer? Probably not. Did I feel guilty? No, because I remembered that kid. And every ounce of mercy I had was buried with him. Viper was paranoid. Locked windows, cameras, motion lights, always watching his back. But paranoia makes people predictable. I got into his house using an old backdoor key Viper used to brag about never replacing. Inside, I set up a trap, wired the doorknob of his bedroom to the main breaker box. Simple, quiet, brutal. A current strong enough to stop a heart, but not burn the house down. I waited outside in the bushes. Around midnight, he came home arguing with himself as usual. "Ain't nobody coming for me. Trick's dead. Trick's dead." He walked toward the door. I could almost hear his heartbeat from the yard. The moment he grabbed the metal doorknob, he got electrocuted. Viper convulsed, slammed into the wall, and dropped instantly. No explosion, no fire, no mess, just silence and justice. Ghost was the hardest. He wasn't just the mastermind of the gang, he was the one who shot me. I saved him for last. Not because it was practical, but because it was personal. Ghost didn't hide. He took over a small warehouse near the docks. He built a little empire dealing stolen weapons and fake IDs. He had guards, he had cameras, he had security dogs, but he didn't have me. I watched him for days, learned his patterns, his weaknesses, his roots. The night I made my move, the moon wasn't even visible. Perfect. I slipped through the shadows, climbed the roof, and entered through the ventilation duct. Cliché? Sure. Effective? Absolutely. Ghost was alone in his office counting money. I dropped behind him, quiet as death. "Remember me?" He froze, slowly turned. "Trick, you're supposed to be dead!" "You tried. Now it's my turn." He reached for his gun. I slammed his hand against the table. We fought, hard. Desks overturned, glass shattered. He tried to bite me at one point. Finally, I wrapped a cord around his neck and held him down. Not choking him, just enough to still him. "Do it, kill me!" "No, I'm not like you." He gasped in relief. "But I don't need to kill you myself." I dragged him outside, tied him to a chair, lit the warehouse on fire with his own gasoline stash. Then I walked away. No dramatic stares, no one-liner, no classic villain ending. Just silence, flames, and justice. Ghost didn't get out. Nobody could have. And I finally felt free. I could have disappeared, started a new life, vanished like a shadow. But that kid's face still haunted me. Every night, every dream. So I went to his parents' house. I knocked on the door. The mother opened it, recognized me instantly. Fear washed over her face.
What do you want?"
To tell you the truth. The father stepped out. "Get off our property, now." "I was there when your son died." Silence. Horrible silence. Then they let me in. And I told them everything. How it happened. Why it happened. What I did to the men responsible. The mother wept. The father stared at me with eyes filled with fire and grief. "Do you expect forgiveness?" "No, I expect handcuffs." And that's exactly what I got. They called the cops. I didn't resist, didn't speak, didn't run, because for the first time in my life, running didn't make sense anymore. So here I am. A cell, a cot, a window that doesn't open. You probably expect regret, tears, a sob story. Nope. I'm smiling, because justice didn't come from the law. It came from me. The guards think I'm crazy. My cellmate thinks I'm a hero. And the kids' parents? They send me a letter every year. Not forgiveness, not friendship. Just 3 words. Thank you anyway. I'll take it. If I could go back and change anything, well, maybe I'd have picked a career that didn't involve bullets, fire, and stupid friends. But life doesn't give do-overs, only consequences. And mine are right here, written on these walls. Before I end this, the guard is yelling, "Lights out." Let me leave you with one thing. If you ever think about joining a gang, don't. Choose chess. Choose knitting. Choose underwater basket weaving. Literally anything else. Now do me a favor. I might be in prison, but I still need the clout. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. Because even behind bars, I deserve a little love.